Welcome back to Right Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. So in this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to sew this open jacket. Okay, it has a collar and it has a belt, as you can see right there on the video. So I just saw this jacket online and I thought of wearing something inside with it. So this jacket, you can use your gown, you can also use your top to wear it. So if this is what you want to learn, I'll encourage you to stay till the end of this tutorial. So this particular jacket, I'm using 2 yards of fabric for it. So the fabric we are going to use is crepe. A little stretchy crepe is a right fabric for it. It has to be a little stretchy because if you look at the neckline, it's a high neck and it does not have a slit or zipper at the center back. So if you don't use a little stretchy fabric, you will not be able to achieve this result. So I have a fabric that stretches a little bit and I decided to make use of it for this tutorial, and I'm happy it came out well too. So if you are making use of a crepe, that would be very wonderful for this. So make sure it stretches on the horizontal side and does not stretch on the vertical. So I'm going to place my fabric right now. The part that stretches is on the lengthwise. This fabric came in at 45 inches length. So the part that stretches, I'm keeping it on the body or horizontal part. So I'm taking the measurement of folding my fabric at 10 inches. So just go ahead and fold your fabric at 10 inches. Okay, so the 10 inches folding is standard, but if you're on a bigger size, you can fold at 11 inches. Okay, but 10 inches is good because we are going to make use of our shoulder measurement to achieve this. So I folded it at 10 inches and I'm still making some adjustments to be sure I have it exactly at 10 inches fold. So I'm checking all the parts to be sure they are at 10 inches. So the first thing I'm going to do is to make a border line of 1 inch. So just go ahead and make a 1 inch border line. After making the border line, on that line I'm going to place my tape to measure the length of this jacket. So the length of this jacket is below the hip line. My hip is 29. I added 4 inches to it, making it 33. So whatever your hip is, just go ahead and add 4 inches to it. Okay, whatever your hip length is, add 4 inches and mark. So this is going to serve as the length of this jacket. And I'm going to cut out the jacket at the length. And then I'll also cut the sides of the jacket, which I folded at 10 inches. So this is all for this jacket. The way you see it, that is how it is. And the front piece of this jacket is very ready. So now we are going to use the front part of the jacket to cut out the back piece of the jacket. So I'm going to fold my fabric once again. I'm going to fold it again, the remaining 1 yard of the fabric, because I actually cut out 1 yard out of the 2 yards to make the bodies of this jacket. So I'm folding the remaining 1 yard of my fabric right now, and I'm going to bring back the front piece we just cut right now, and I'll place it on top of this, the back. So I'll place it very well, making sure it aligns appropriately. So after I'm sure it has aligned, this is my center front and my center back. They are all on fold. So I will go ahead and trim out the excess I have on the back piece of the jacket. So I'm making sure the measurement is the same 10 inches. Okay. So I will go ahead and cut off the excess right now. So I have the front and back jacket now if I'm done cutting the excess. So the next thing we want to do is to start marking out on the shoulder line. We are going to mark out your shoulder. Just measure your shoulder, divide by 2. So my shoulder here divided by 2 is 8 inches, and you can see I have marked it. So I have 2 more inches remaining, okay, out of the 10 inches for the folding of the jacket. So I'm also cross-checking my length to be sure I have it at my desired length. So here is okay. So on the hem of it, I'll measure 8 inches again. So just go ahead and make a notch to the up and the down and the up. So I just want to clean up the edges so I'll be able to create my notch. Okay, so when sewing it, we are going to use that notched part to fold it in. So the neckline is 3.5. The neckline width is 3.5. So it will be able to enter very well, though we are using a less stretchy fabric. And the depth for the back is 1 inch. So I'm going to connect the back neckline. Then I'll also measure the front neckline. The width remains 3.5 and the depth is 3 inches for the front. The depth is 3 inches for the front. So I'm going to connect from 3.5 width to depth of 3 inches for the front. So here I have front and back neckline, as you can see. So we are going to first cut out the back neckline first, adding 0.5 inch seam allowance. So you can see how I'm adding my seam allowance. So I'll add it on the neckline and add it on the shoulder line. There is no shoulder slant here, please. You are going to cut straight, as you can see. Then recreate your notch again. So after that is done, I'll take away the inner jacket, so I'll be able to cut the neckline for the front jacket. So I added 1/2 inch also for the front neckline. So the jacket is ready right now. So we are going to the machine now. So the next thing is to mark your waistline, because that is where we are going to attach our belt. So you can see me marking my waistline at 17, and I also make a notch at that point. That will help me to locate where I'm going to sew my belt when it's time to sew the belt. So we are done with the cutting right now. So the next thing is to go over to the machine, and I'm going to sew the jacket. I'm going to sew the shoulder seam lines of the jacket first. That is the first thing. So I will lay the front jacket on top of the back jacket, right side to right side as usual. Then I'm going to stitch 0.5 inch on the seam line, which I have done. So after sewing the neckline, I'm going to take the measurement of the neckline, so we'll be able to cut out our turtleneck. So when you are taking this measurement, please don't stretch it, because we have a little part that is stretchy. So here I have 19 inches. So I've cut out my collar at length of 20 inches. I added 1 inch so that I'll be able to stitch the both sides at 1/2 inch. So the length of this is 6 inches. That is, the width of the collar is 6 inches. And I folded 1/2 inch for the top stitching part of the collar. So I'll fold it together and go to my machine and stitch at 0.5 inch. So you can see the stretchy part is the part that will be on the length part. So we'll be able to fix and have our collar well sewn, and your neck can enter as well. So now I have stitched 1/2 inch, as you can see. So I'll open it up and bring back the dress. So I'm going to fix the collar. I want you to watch how I'm going to fix it. I made a notch at the center back, so the part I stitched will be at the center back. The folded part will be on the front. So I'll open up the stitched part and place it right side to the wrong side. You can see the wrong side of the jacket. I'll place it this way and go and stitch. So now I've stitched, as you can see. So next is to fold in the part I ironed at 0.5. Then pick it up on the center back where I have the stitching. Then I will fold it in and go to my machine and top stitch. I believe many of us are familiar with sewing a collar. So I'll just go over to my machine now and I'm going to top stitch. So I'll just go around gently. I can secure with my pin. Very important you secure with your pin so you have the stitching well sewn and well top stitched. So I'll go to the machine now and top stitch. So here you can see my top stitching is looking very neat and beautiful. Can you see that? So we are done. This looks like a sweater collar anyway. So the neckline is ready and you can see it can enter our neck because it stretches on the horizontal or body parts. So that is where the neck is going to be. So we are going to work on the size of this jacket right now. So I'll go over to the machine and I'm going to weave the edges before I fold in the remaining 2 inches. So I'm going to weave the edges first to have a neat work done. So although I will also use my hemming gun, but I'll first weave the edges. So here I've weaved the edges. You can see I just used the contrasting thread so you'll be able to see it, but please use the actual thread that matches the color of your fabric, okay, when you are weaving the edges of this jacket. So I will bring in my hemming gum now. I'll lay it on the 2 inches line. This is my hemming gum. I cut a little of it. So I will lay it at the edge of that 2 inches and then fold in the 2 inches part. So you can see how I'm doing that. Open up the seams so you have a neat finishing. So now I'm going to iron, which I have ironed it. Can you see? I did that on both sides. So next I'll go over to the ironing table to hem the down part of, that is the length part of the jacket. So the jacket is actually looking very beautiful. So the hem part of it, I'll fold it by 1 inch because that was the seam allowance I added. So I'll just fold it by 1 inch, then use my hemming gum and iron it nicely. So you can see I've done that. So everything is laying flat. So you can also tack the edges to secure it very properly. If you are using it for ready to wear, just make sure you tack it, or else the hemming gum when it's washed might go out. So just tack neatly. Okay, so the dress is ready. We are going over to the belt now. So for the belt, my belt has the length of 42 inches. So the length is 42 inches and the width is 3.5 inches on fold. It's on fold at 3.5 inches. So I have 4 pieces of it, 4 pieces of the belt, 2 on the right and 2 on the left. So I've cut out all of them using 42 inches length and 3.5. So I'm going to sew as I'm demonstrating now, the normal way you sew your belt. So I'm done sewing and this is the part I stitch close. I'm going to use my loop turner or screwdriver and turn it to the part that is open. So after turning and arranging my belt, I'll go over to the ironing table and give it a good press, which I have done right now. So I'll go to my weaving machine and serge the open parts. I'm going to weave the open part closed. So I've done that for all of them. So we are going to attach them to the dress right now. So here is my dress. I'm going to locate that part I notched for the waistline. So I will fold in the edge of this belt. Make sure you centralize it on the notch part. Don't place it anyhow, centralize it and make a little fold of it at the tip, and go to the machine and top stitch very neatly. Top stitch very neatly. So you can even secure it with your pin. Secure all the corners. Take your time and secure them because they need to match accordingly before you stitch. So I'll secure them with my pin, as you can see. So after which I'll go over to the machine now to stitch at the edge. Just give it a neat stitching. So dress, and I'm done with the belt. So I've top stitched the belt as I demonstrated. So you can see the top stitches. So make sure you serge with a matching so everything matches accordingly. So the two belts have to be in the same position. Same with this other part of it. So the belt is on the waistline, so I'm going to wear and tie by the side. So you just wear and tie it nicely on the side and do the same on the other side. So that is how we'll come to the end of this tutorial, and I believe this class was helpful to you. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you very much for coming. See you in the next class. Bye.